EPAWA meteorologist Bobby Martiter with your outlook for June 26th, 2024. It is Wednesday. Wild Weather Wednesday is brought to you by our newest sponsor of the Wednesday video forecast, Pure Sight and Sound Incorporated. They have been in the audio-video business for over 20 years, which is like dog years in that profession. They handle everything from unbelievable home theaters and residences to multiple TVs in sports bars, sound and TVs in waiting rooms, streaming, the weekly service in churches. Pretty much if a room has a picture or sound, odds are good that the team at Pure Sight and Sound has designed and installed a system for it. With all the recent heat this week, they want to talk with folks who are installing an outdoor kitchen and need fabulous sound to accompany that party space. Give Ed a call at the phone number above me here in the video, 570-992-2992. Very easy number to remember there for a free consultation. They are Pure Sight and Sound Incorporated, proud new sponsor of the Wednesday video forecast. Okay, so today we have an active severe weather day. This has not been a secret. We've been talking about this for the last couple of days, that this could be potentially bad. There is a good news side to this, if there is kind of good news, is that this is there's a possibility this could turn into a mesoscale convective system. That does not look like it's going to be the case. This is going to be low pressure moving through the region, and a cold front that is going to be attached to it. It's going to be quite potent because it's running into a very hostile environment today. We're going to have very hot and humid conditions. You see above me in the video here, way above me, 88 to 96 is the temperature spread here from northwest to southeast. That 96 would be near the Philadelphia metro specifically. And we will have some thunderstorms coming through here today. It'll be later today, very late today, when this comes through. It looks like it's a late afternoon through, say, like mid-evening is what we're looking at for a time frame. And I'll move this forward so you can see that. Again, this is not a mesoscale convective system. So what does that mean? That means that it lowers, doesn't eliminate, but it lowers the chances for tornadoes and makes this mostly, primarily, a damaging straight line wind threat with a possible Boeing line, a QLCS moving through. So that's associated with the cold front as this system moves through the regions. So the low pressure itself is going to move through and drag that cold front with us. And then in the wake of that, there could be a few residual showers that continue beyond the initial storms. But here's what the Storm Prediction Center has for today's severe weather threat. Now, this is the day 2 outlook. So this is going to be updated again, probably after I record this video. They'll have this updated already for the next day. But there is the possibility, in my opinion, that this could be an enhanced risk upgrade in this case. And if there was going to be an area that it does that, I would take it probably just south of the Williamsport area, Scranton over to Williamsport corridor. I would take a little bit south of there, but kind of like in here is where I would put this enhanced risk. Somewhere in here like this. I wouldn't take it quite to the coast. I'd cut it off, but somewhere right in there. Again, this is me doing I'm not doing the President Trump Sharpie thing here. This is not, I'm not trying to manipulate anything to the Storm Prediction Center. This is just Bobby's opinion. You don't have to take that for anything. It just, this is my opinion. I think if there's going to be enhanced risk upgrade, it's going to be somewhere in here. We'll see what the SPC does. They may just maintain the slight risk. That's entirely possible too. I just have a feeling they're going to end up upgrading this at some point, just based on some of the things I'm seeing this evening. So there is the opportunity for this to be upgraded. It just means it would be a level 3 out of 5. You see down here in the bottom right, we have these, the lightest green here is just regular thunderstorms. The marginal risk would be anywhere in the darker green. The slight risk is in yellow. That's a level 2 out of 5 on the severe scale. And if there's an enhanced upgrade, that would be a level 3. I don't think we're going to moderate, but that probably a good chance that we have an upgrade of enhanced in this. But that's not really what matters. What matters is what is this going to do today, and the things we have to work with. There's plenty of instability to work with across the region today, and the instability is going to be relatively high. We're going to have between 1,000 and 2,000 joules per kilogram, which is the unit of measurement to which measures how much instability we have available in the atmosphere for these storms to tap into and build off of. Very hot and humid conditions ahead of it also. Plenty of shear, so these are going to be moving anywhere between 25 and 35 knots is generally the general rule with the shear, so these are not going to be very slow moving that collapse on themselves. You can sustain a line if it gets going. Perhaps even a Boeing line segment that could concentrate some pretty strong winds along the center of that bow as it moves eastward. In addition, there is a tornado threat. It's a non-zero chance, and this is starting off at 6 p.m. This is rather late coming in the day, so it's just starting to come into our region like kind of right around dinner time or maybe just before. But you see what happens here on the NAM is you have the main system is back here. You see this little bow here starting to go? You got a little bit of a bow here, so you got some strong winds kind of toward the center of this going across south central Pennsylvania towards southeast PA. But in advance of this, you have some discrete cells. If you're going to have any tornado activity today, again, it's a non-zero chance. It's not the primary severe mode today, but you can always get tornadoes in any real situation with severe weather. But it would be probably with these individual cells. These are called discrete cells moving ahead of, and it won't be necessarily right where I'm circling here, where this is indicating, but these are all discrete cells popping ahead of this main line, and these discrete cells, any one of them could put a tornado down and become supercellular. That is certainly possible. Okay. And then the line itself, you just see as it moves forward, it starts again, and it continues with this bowing look, especially across the southern areas. Right in that area that I circled as possibly being an enhanced risk, and toward the center of that bow is where you would get your strongest winds, and that would move all the way through to the eastern part of the state and then off to the New Jersey coast. I do think by the time it gets to New Jersey, though, it's going to be 10 o'clock, and there might not be as much instability to tap into, so they might be in weakening mode, maybe not, we'll see. But if, these could certainly sustain themselves all over the coast and still be quite strong, so I don't want anybody to let their guard down with that. There is going to be some strong storms going all the way up into the Williamsport over to the Wilkes-Barre corridor up in that area, but it just might not be. I think the higher potential is going to be a little bit further south for something a little bit more damaging, especially across the southern tier of Pennsylvania and northern Maryland. We have that opportunity today. Now, this idea with these discrete cells popping ahead of the main line is shared by other models too. You can see that on the HRDPS, which is the high resolution version of the RGEM. Okay, so this is an hourly 1 hour precipitation total, just so you can see these things are popping out ahead of the main line, and then it does just get one solid line, again focusing on the southern half of Pennsylvania for the strongest storms with that, and moving straight into eastern Pennsylvania between the Lehigh Valley, southern Poconos, all the way down through Philadelphia and Delaware, actually all the way down to Ocean City, Maryland. This goes down pretty far, and then it gets to New Jersey. And then it starts to weaken a little bit because you're running out of time here. Again, this is 11 o'clock at night by the time it gets over here. So, again, it might be a timing issue. The later you go, you lose some instability, some diurnal heating that fuels these a little bit. But the soundings are very, very loaded for severe weather potential today as far as straight line wind damage is concerned. I don't see a lot of veering winds in here. So this is looking like it's just a high instability environment, very good lapse rates in the low levels, especially shear to keep it going. Everything, all the boxes are checked here for something that is going to produce a straight line wind damage threat. Little inverted V at the surface here too, which is on the sounding, which is usually an indicator of strong winds. One of the biggest things on here is the D Cape. If you see this, if you're weather enthusiasts that like to look for something that can produce a lot of winds, D Cape is over 1,000. If it's between 1,000 and 1,200, that's extremely high. And that is directly supportive of straight line winds that could be quite strong. So we're going to probably increase wording a little bit today with the wind, higher end of the wind potential. You're going to see some gusts that are going to be 60 to 70 in some cases. It's going to be isolated, but you will have some cases where some of these storms get really nasty, especially across the southern tier of PA as that moves across from west to east toward Philadelphia from the, like, say, Harrisburg and York areas, and it just keeps going from there and continues to build as it does so. So we're going to watch this closely today. We do send alerts for this if we just sent some yesterday, just kind of in advance for certain areas. For the My Pocket Meteorologist program, but we're going to have any alerts from the National Weather Service and the Storm Prediction Center if they do, in fact, issue watches, which I really think they're going to end up doing. It's probably going to be a severe thunderstorm watch, but again, that discrete stuff in front we have to pay attention to for the possibility if this starts getting going here, you could have some supercellular type structures developing that could move ahead of the main line, and that could include tornadoes. So this is a non-zero threat for tornadoes, but the primary mode is, of course, wind today. Okay, so we're going to move beyond this, and in the wake of this, I think Thursday is going to actually turn out to be a pretty nice day. It's going to be lower humidity. You're going to have maybe a few early clouds in our eastern areas, but giving way to mostly sunny skies, low to mid 80s for highs. For most areas, you see 80 to 87 is the spread here for tomorrow with mostly sunny skies. Same thing here on Friday. Similar temperatures. Now, what has gotten worse in the forecast is for this weekend. Now, we've had a stretch here of several weekends in a row now we've been dry. Okay, we've had some pretty good luck here, but I think our luck's going to run out this weekend. It's not entirely bad because it's a double-edged sword. We need the rain, right? And these storms today, although they're going to come through, they're going to be quite potent. It's not going to be training over the same area. So we're not going to get a tremendous amount of rain today out of these systems, but we look out of the system today. So we'll have more opportunities as we get into the weekend. It looks like it's going to come in late Friday night. And during the day here on Saturday, we have scattered showers and thunderstorms possible on Saturday. And you might get a little bit of a break here. We get some coming through overnight, a little bit of a break Sunday morning, and then afternoon and evening you have some more storms here on Sunday. Not a total washout this weekend in its entirety, but Saturday has certainly trended a lot worse than it was as we were looking at this yesterday. So it looked like maybe the cold front was going to hold off the overnight. Now longer it does. It's actually going to come in with some showers as early as late Friday night. And then scattered showers and thunderstorms will be around on Saturday with mostly cloudy skies. In the wake of this here on Monday, of course, you're back to work. We go back to mostly sunny skies. And we're going to have a quite refreshing air mass coming in here early next week. A little trough coming in here with temperatures in the lower 80s. Partly to mostly sunny skies both Monday and Tuesday. Dry conditions to start the new work week. So it should be okay with being outdoors. You don't have to worry about this heat and humidity sticking around long. We're going to have it today, of course, but it's going to be generally going away for the end of this work week. It goes up a little bit over the weekend because we have some rain and storms around, but then we have a cooler, refreshing air mass coming in for early next week. Again, we're going to stay on top of the severe weather threat today. Continue to follow social media closely when we post something that's released from the National Weather Service, especially my Twitter. I usually follow that up pretty well. As long as I'm working around our clients. I'm on call tomorrow, so for Wednesday, I should say. We're on call. I'm on call for Wednesday, so I will be busy with some clients. So in between that, I'll be doing that and posting the forum and things like that, and keeping everybody informed of what's going on. If you have the text alerts, watch for that too, for any severe thunderstorm watches that are probably likely, I would say, to be issued at some point during the day on Wednesday. I'm EPAWA meteorologist Bobby Martich. That is our outlook for June 26, 2024. Have a great Wednesday. Please be safe.